You're in the right place at the right time. Have you ever said that to yourself? Have you ever thought that? Been in a spot and you had that feeling just come over you? And you just acted immediately? How many of us have had that? That's exciting. It's powerful. At that moment, it's a moment that I want to call the driven moment. It puts you in a spot where I am going to go forward and I'm going to do this. I don't care. And you don't think about the obstacles that could be in your way. All you see is the destination. And then you start your journey. My first driven moment started in high school. I remember going through high school like many of us. We're going through there, taking our classes. Am I going to go and do trades? Am I going to do college? I applied for some colleges in junior year, got to my senior year, still applying to some colleges, but didn't really know what I was going to do. I remember vividly, English class. We had a guest speaker from DeVry Institute of Technology come in. He comes in, and he comes and tells us what DeVry can offer to me, for all of us, in their programs, their student loans that they'll help me set up. Not only that, but then he got to their job placement. 98% were placed in a job before they graduated. I was there. That's what I'm doing. I remember going home that night, tell my folks I'm going to DeVry. Within a week, I did the pre-test, was all set up, and a week after I graduated high school, I was at DeVry. I didn't think about the obstacles. I didn't think about that I'm going to need a job, a part-time job while I'm going to school. I moved from a small town in Michigan to Chicago and started classes the next week. I had a part-time job that I got the day I got down into Chicago when I did my final registration, and I focused on getting my degree. Not thinking about all the things that were going to be in my way as I did it. I just did it because I knew I was going to get my degree, I was going to get a job, and I'd be moving on in my life. Once I got out of DeVry, just like they said, I had a job before I graduated. The week before our graduation, I applied with a company, took the position, and started working in the machine tool industry. I was excited. I was pumped. Worked there for a couple years, and then I ran into a situation that when I was growing up, you work at a company for life. You go into a company and you retire from that company. But I was at that crossroads where society and industry and that were changing. So that wasn't the way it was anymore. So as I was there working for a few years, I saw people get laid off. I saw people losing their jobs. And I said to myself, I need a backup plan. I need diversity. I made a decision. Same way. Just all of a sudden came to me and I said, I got to do this. Made a decision, went home, talked to my wife, said, I'm going back to school because my first degree was just an associate's. I'm getting a bachelor's and I'm going to go in computer science. 5 years working full time, going to school at nights, on weekends, through the birth of my son, Eric. I got my degree. I was excited. I was pumped. And I thought to myself, what is next? And I remember it was like a week after I got my degree. I can do more than what I'm doing today. Where's my future hold for me? Because DeVry, I went back to DeVry again, and they said, you know what? We can help you find another job. I had never thought about it. But I'm like, sure, if you want to give me some references, help me out, that's fine. Didn't even think about it, but they found me another job. I went from the machine tool industry into software development. Excitingly, I got involved in communication software. I work on software for call centers, and it's been just a worldwide roller coaster ride as far as how exciting that is, as far as that environment is. But all through these years, working on the software, been handling myself. Each one of these points, I saw where I was going, and I didn't think about all the obstacles. Worked at the company that I started with, Digital Voice Systems, for 10 years. Had a couple of opportunities, or I had an opportunity to move out here, and I took it. While I was out here, I learned some new skills, met more people, made contacts. Also during that period of time, I had a period of time to reflect on myself based on feedback from my boss. We all work hard. We all think we do a wonderful job. But sometimes when you have a review and your boss says something to you, you kind of might take it the wrong way. I still remember the day when I was talking to my boss, who was younger than me, who said, Todd, you do really good. I mean, people get along with you, and you seem to enjoy talking to people, but you need to improve how you present. And I remembered previously about Toastmasters. I remembered Dale Carnegie, because I did that in college and previous jobs. We kind of focused on it. So my boss is telling me about all these things that I need to do, and he's like, but I don't know how you're going to do it. I'm like, well, what about Toastmasters or Dale Carnegie? Wow, those are great ideas. How did you know about those places? Well, you said speaking and presentations, and that's what those are about. He's like, those are great ideas. I think that's what you need to do. So he recommended that I improve my presentation skills. I walked out of that review thinking to myself, who is he to tell me? I've seen my boss get up and do presentations. How can he criticize me? But a couple weeks go by, and I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I'm going to give this a try. Maybe, I remember in college I did public speaking, and that was the most painful course I ever took in college, because no matter what I did something wrong. Our teacher would always find the negative things that we did, and he would rip us apart. So I remembered that from college. And I'm like, that was painful. But I said, I'm going to give this a shot. So the first time, I went on the web, just like a lot of our new guests have done, and found Parker Toastmasters on the web. And I saw meet at the church. I saw the time. I remember coming here, and I was running late. Got here just before 7. It was like 2 minutes to 7. I run in the building. I run down the front, which you guys come in, and I went up the right side of the building, and I couldn't find the room. At that time, it was 7 o'clock. You know what? I need to plan this out better. I'll try this next week. So the first week that I tried coming to Toastmasters, and we've heard this from other guests, it was kind of difficult to find the room. The next week, I came earlier. I came in the front of the church, and I asked some people, because I wasn't rushing, do you know where this might be? And they go, well, I said, I went over here, and there was no Toastmasters. And they said, well, there is some classrooms over on the left. I still remember coming up the stairs, seeing the sign, coming into this room, being greeted, friendly faces. Joanna was here, Eric was here, Bill was here. The tables were lined up, pretty tight rows, But you get that warm sense of feeling coming in here. I remember walking out that night, I had the membership stuff, and they're saying, hey, no pressure, if you want to join, go ahead. If you want to come back as a guest, that's fine too. But I knew walking out that night, like everything else, I felt this is my next goal. This is my next journey. The next week I joined, been focusing on my speeches, was improving my presentation skills. I had no idea, because the position that I was in, I did very few presentations, and yet I was criticized by my boss. But I had no idea that shortly after joining Toastmasters, less than a year, I was going to be presented with another opportunity where I'm at now, where I do presentations on a weekly basis. I work with a sales team, and I do the technical side as far as presenting the architecture. So all through my life, looking back at all these small little driven, motivating goals, they've all stacked on top of each other. It's been a layer effect. It's been an exciting journey. I'm looking forward to what the future holds and how far it will go. And I know each and every one of us is in a similar situation, whether it's your job, whether it's personal. But there's a reason you come here. You're driven. You have that motivation. There's something that you get out of coming to Toastmasters that just makes it worthwhile. Whether it's Raphael reaching out to you with an email saying, why aren't you coming? It's not that it's pressure. Or is it just coming here and enjoying the camaraderie and enjoying the speeches and understanding where other people are in their lives? As you can see, through all these goals that I've set, I didn't just think about it. I didn't plan for them. The thought just came to me. I mean, internally, it just said, this is what I got to do. And I just did it because all I saw, going back to that vision, is the end. My degree, I saw getting a job. My second degree, I saw having diversification so I would be safe job-wise. Moving forward, you always have this goal that you're moving forward to. I want each and every one of you tonight to embrace and tell yourself that from this point forward, you're going to take these moments and run with them. Embrace them and run with them. Because there's a reason that you feel inside to go and do that, whatever it is, whether it's to get a degree, take a new position. There's a reason for it. And if you feel inside, it's got to be right. Remember, the journey starts with you. Thank you.